So inertial measurement units, well, an IMU sensor basically reads acceleration in any of the X, Y, or Z axes. So they're always measuring gravity, and then whenever you move them, they'll measure the acceleration and, whichever way you move it, essentially. I started working with IMU sensors back in Colorado. I was helping a biomechanics lab figure out how to get these sensors, the YOST IMU sensors, working for their biomechanics lab. And I stepped away from that project and I moved up here to Idaho for school. But it's kind of interesting, and I kind of enjoyed working on it, trying to get them figured out. So I decided I would do my own, but since these are really expensive and I don't have the dongle for them, I decided to try it with the Fitbit. So I have been working on getting my Fitbit to read acceleration data into a table, essentially, and then working with that to find positional data. And you have to integrate twice from acceleration to get to positional data. You integrate to speed, and then you integrate that to position. From what I've understood, that's a horrible practice when it comes to sensors. I think I read somewhere that Google was doing something and they figured out that if you were double integrating IMU sensor data, 1 second of acceleration data was equivalent to, it was like 30 centimeters of positional drift. So it's really inaccurate. And then the positional drift is just atrocious. It's essentially exponential, so pretty much useless. So that's kind of got me bummed out, and I've sort of stopped working on this project. Now, if there was a gyroscope and an orientation sensor in my Fitbit, it wouldn't be as big of a problem, but mine is, the Fitbit I have is one of only, 2 Fitbits on the line right now that don't have those sensors. So when I figured that out, I kind of got a little bummed out and stopped working on this project. So in case I ever come back to it, this is a little run through for everything, I suppose. But basically, I'm pulling accelerometer data for my Fitbit, and it's reading that data into this data type called CSV, and then it's just putting a comma between everything and a new row between every reading. And so every millisecond, it's going to read that data, and it's going to append that X, Y, and Z data to CSV. So this is going to run for 3 seconds. So it calls it here, and then after 3 seconds, it calls another function here, which stops that reading, and it it then writes that data into this file here. Oops. And queues that file to get sent to the companion app, which is on my phone. And then this here is the just the code I've got up for pulling in that file to the phone. I didn't worry about integrating anything. With JavaScript, I figured I would just take this file and maybe do integration with Python or something else that I'm a little more comfortable doing maths in. So here, let's show you this. So this is what it looks like when it's running. If I can reset it, we'll just reopen it. So this is my blank simulator. It's hooked up to a phone simulator and this device simulator, and then I'll just run this. And so there it is. just so you see that it actually does something to the Fitbit. So what's going on here is it's going to read X, Y, and Z. The every millisecond, it'll update and display that. And then here's the GUI, the HTML essentially it's getting read to, the CSS and stuff. It's pretty simple. Obviously it's not a very attractive app, but you'll notice that it is empty, and that is because this is a simulator. There's no real data coming from the simulator in terms of IMU or acceleration data. So pretty much empty. Not a very good project in the end. I would like to get this working on my actual Fitbit. Obviously I'd make more progress there, but I haven't been able to figure it out. And according to the forums, there's lots of people that haven't been able to figure out how to get that device bridge working, or the developer bridge between this website and their actual Fitbit. So hopefully I'll be able to figure it out and come back to this. I don't want to buy another Fitbit that has gyroscope and orientation sensors on it, so maybe someday I'll invest in a dongle for this YOST sensor, or maybe even just hook it up to Raspberry Pi or something. We'll see. But anyway, that is it.